Welcome to our second lesson on our vehicle finance unit, maintaining a vehicle. So now we're going to look at the repairs and cost repairs needed to make sure our vehicle is in working order. So the first thing we say is that all vehicles need maintenance and repairs. When you drive, there are bumps, nicks, all that type of stuff that require you to have maintenance, and if any serious damage as an accident, so to speak, we have repairs. Now, if we're driving a new vehicle, we might be under what we call warranty. Now, the manufacturer of that vehicle will say, you know what, it should work properly so for 3, 4, or 5 years. If anything minor goes wrong, it'll be under warranty, and if it's under warranty, the cost of the repair is covered by the manufacturer. They're guaranteeing that their products will last for a certain period of time. Now, of course, if you have a vehicle that's under warranty and you get into an accident, well, you're responsible for that and it will not be covered by the manufacturer. But if, say, the transmission goes or a piece breaks, that will be covered by whoever built the vehicle. Now, if you have an old vehicle, they are more likely to need repairs and you're responsible to pay for them, but of course, an older vehicle, the repairs might be cheaper. Be easier to find parts. You can get used parts, not necessarily new parts, so it would be a cheaper repair. So something you might want to consider when buying a vehicle is, are you going to buy new, in which case you have a warranty, or are you going to buy used, in which case your parts might be a little cheaper. The cost of maintaining and repairing are factors you consider. Now, your repair bill will be based on 3 factors. The cost of the parts, the cost of our labor, and our total bill. So when you're doing the parts, you're going to have to add taxes. This is GST and PST for both. GST and PST for both. Parts, goods and services, so it is a good, and provincial sales tax. For labor, it's a service to do the work for you, and of course PST as well. So you get these 2 bills, total them up, and that'll be the cost for your vehicle maintenance. Let's look at our typical example here. Jane. Jane takes her vehicle to the shop for servicing. She gets her oil changed, 4 liters of oil, and a new oil filter. She also replaces her blades, plurals, she's getting both of them done. And the time to service the car is 0.6 hours with a shop rate of $75 per hour. So let's look at the parts first. That's the easier one. So we're going to list them. Parts. The first part is the oil. So each liter is $2.05. But of course she's getting 4 of those liters, so we're timesing that by 4. So her oil bill is $8.20. She then needs a new filter, so we'll list that next. Now there is no multiple filters, there's only one, so the price for the filter is $5.50. And then of course the wiper blades. It's a pair, both are being replaced. The pair is $14.75. So we're going to add these together. Our 3 numbers come up to $28.45. But then we have to consider tax, and we already said it was GST and PST. So I'll do my quick method of multiplying. For taxes, I'll go 1.13, and my final bill for my parts is $32.15. So that was the easier one. I'll do the parts. Now let's take a look at the labor. Now it's interesting if we go back to our question. that it tells us how long it should take to do these repairs. 0.6 of an hour. Well, the government stepped in a long time ago, and they realized that people or mechanics were charging for longer times than they should have. Even though this should have taken 0.6 hours, they were charging for, say, a full hour or maybe an hour and a half. And of course, the shop was making a lot more money because they were charging for a longer work time. So the government stepped in and said, hey, that's not really fair. We need to standardize this. And what they've done is they've looked at the time it should take to do all these repairs on all types of vehicles. So for Jane's vehicle, all these repairs should take 0.6 of an hour. So the mechanic will be charged out at a rate of 0.6 of an hour. Now, of course, if he gets the job done a little quicker, he may get this done in, say, half an hour. He can then move on and actually get double pay, because he'll get paid for the full 6, whether it takes him that long or not. So it is a bit of a gamble on the mechanic side. If they can go quicker, they can make a little bit extra money. If they run into problems and it goes longer, they could actually be losing a little money. And of course, the shop will charge a mechanic rate per hour. So they'll charge you $75 for every hour the mechanic works on it. So for Jane here, she was supposed to take 0.6 hours, and the shop rate is $75 per hour. So her mechanic bill is $45. But of course, we have taxes on that, GST and PSD. So we times this by 1.13, and we get $50.85 for the labor. What you're going to find in reality is that the labor and the parts, labor will be at least equal to, if not more, the actual parts. So the total bill for Jane here is parts and labor together. That's a 0, carry the 1. That's a 0, carry the 1. That'd be 3 and an 8. So our total bill for Jane here is $83 even. So for your assignments, you're going to want to separate your bill into parts, total with taxes, and then labor total with taxes, and finally add them together. You can now turn to your workbook and get a few questions done.